Good morning, traders. John from Crypto Candlestick Trading. Just doing a quick update on Bitcoin and the crypto market. As we can see, lots of green today after a massive decline. I'm not really all that excited about jumping into anything at this stage. If we can see, huge decline, especially the last couple of days. It seems to have found a little bit of support, but there's no real reason for Bitcoin to be finding support here. It looks okay. It could still find support here, but it just looks okay. Realistically, where support, would probably be is down to these lows down here. I'll just draw a line down there so you can kind of see what I'm kind of getting at. That's the sort of area that I will be looking for, if you were to ask 100 people, where do you think support is in this area? Not many of them would say that this was the support area. A lot more people would be saying that this is the support area. So we're going to decide, or we're going to look at, or ask ourselves the question, what is it that everyone else is looking for? Not what is it that we're looking for, because we might be able to find something that's perfect for us, but no one else can see it. Whereas if we see that there's a bottom support here that a lot of other people are going to be seeing, then that kind of makes sense. If we were to move this support up to where it is now and be having a look at it, it doesn't really make as much sense as what something like this makes. So anyway, this here would be the support line that I'd be kind of targeting. Also, another thing that I'm looking at as well is down here. We can see that there's it's touched again, and again perfectly. Here at the top here, it kind of went through a little bit. But we can kind of see that there is definitely a line there. There is sort of a resistance level at that roof, that slope. And so what I would be expecting at this stage is it to kind of trade in between here somewhere, and then I'm waiting now for a breakout from this area. I think it's way too you could get some good trades in here, but at the moment we're in the middle, and it's very risky to trade in the middle. If we're trading off this low here or off this high here, we can have a direction bias. We can say, okay, well, if we get reversal here, we can aim for the downside and enter this reversal for the downside. Or if we get a bounce on here, because we can see that it's touched so many times in history, if we get a nice bounce and an engulfing off here, we could be potentially going back up to this area here. Or if we break through here, up to these next levels here where we've seen these before. I'll just kind of point that out now. Somewhere around there. We've got touch, breakthrough, support, breakthrough. Now, we might even come up to here, find resistance, then come back down to this support area here. Who knows? But one thing is, finding it to stop on here, there's no real credible reason for it. It's kind of in the middle, it's hovering. This is the sort of target that I'll be looking at. Or up here, there's a target up the top here and also a target on the way down. So it's kind of working itself into a little bit of a box, and that's the sort of box that I'm working at the moment to see where it's going to come out from. Anyway, that's Bitcoin. Let's move on to a few of the other ones. DOT. So here, so I had a good trade on DOT. I actually ended up closing out of my short positions, and the reason why is because I could see that there was a reversal happening after a big decline. And so, and also it's gone from 28 bucks to 16 bucks. So, it's a pretty good decline. And, so I would have liked to have gotten in the decline further up here for the downside. At that stage, like I was up here where I was just protecting myself. But here, like I started going short at this price here. It was quite late in the shorting area, but, so if we turn this upside down, this is exactly the same thing that I'll be looking for a buy. Coming in here, like a bouncing off the 50. Here we're bouncing off the 50, but we're going the other way. So anyway, that's what we're looking for. And over here, this is what we're looking for here. Look at that, we've got an engulfing closing above the moving averages. Then we've got a rocket booster. So take your pick, that one or that one. If we're going to be going for the up, you would have been right on both times. Here, we've got doji engulfing closing below the 9. I got the beginning of that. As soon as it turned red, I got after the two dojis. But here we can see that it's closed below. It's kind of found a little bit of support back there. It's had a nice decline. We've got massive volume. Stochastics are oversold. We've got a reversal candle. I was happy locking in some of my profits at that stage. Same with FTM. I locked in my profits on FTM as well. So And at this stage, looking at it, I'm pretty happy I did. So, we closed back above the 50. So, we're showing a few positive signs. I don't see that as like, yeah, let's go, we're going to the moon. I certainly don't see that. This is still, as far as I'm concerned, wide and loose trading, because we've gone from a high all the way up here, $3.36, all the way down to $1.80. So 18 to 36, that's 100% or a 50% decline. That's 100% of the price is 18 to 36, or half the price. So if you would have got short up here, which like I wouldn't have got short up there. If anything, I would have got short down here, or confirmation of it over here. But there's some very good money to be made in the decline, and we've gone from a 50% decline in days. And so this being the case in days, that's basically that's wide and loose trading. This here is nice and tight trading. This over here is nice and tight trading. This over here is nice and tight trading. What we're after is nice and tight trading. So when this comes, like we'll find support areas and resistance areas and trend lines, and if it's bouncing on here and gets, nice and tight trading, we will be looking for a breakout from that area. But whereas this here, like I'm not really all that excited about being any part of this at the moment. Yeah, just it's I've been in, I'm out, I'm happy being out. I don't care what it does from here. This one here now, I don't mind the look of this one here. So I actually got out of this one here as well, and I'm actually looking to enter again as a short position, as a potential short, because I can see there's buying. There's a resistance, a little bit of support only fractionally support there, and we're breaking through that support. Now we're finding resistance at that support. The only thing is, I want to see a bit more red turn up before I even consider looking at a short to go down, because this could very well pop up, and start trading between, like the low here and, in this kind of trading range here. It could very well do that. But at this stage, it has broken out and it is living out of this trading range. So a very good, a possibility is that we could end up, trading further down. So we'll have to wait and see. With Mana, so I'm tempted to buy back into Mana at this stage. We'll have a look at, to see what it does from here, but I'm expecting congestion. You can see that the 50 is coming down, and you can see that the 200 is coming up. I'm almost expecting some sort of trading in between these two before we make our mind up as to which way we're really going to go. Here we are with Matic. Now, with Matic, I just wanted to bring this one up because I bought this one up the other day, and I don't know if anyone took advantage of it or not, but I could see that there was a nice trend line. I'll just move this one out a little bit. And, going up that nice trend line, just kind of move them out so they kind of make a little bit more sense. Yeah, we got a touch there, a little bit over, touch there, and we're broken through. This is a solid close below. This is one that I was talking about the other day on a video. So where I would have entered this market here, I didn't actually enter it. I had 3 positions. I actually had more than 3 positions open. But, if this opened up, well, I pointed this out on the day when it was only this. And what I was expecting was a short position from here, and I was expecting the red to green. So where I'll be entering from here, it opens here, trades higher, it's green. So while that's green and going up towards this now resistance line that used to be support, but it's been broken through, when we go up there and touch that resistance line and come straight back through from being a green candle and now turns to a red candle, the instant that it turns to a red candle, I am going short and I've sold into the market and I'm reaping these rewards here. And so basically that's what would have happened. I didn't actually get into this one. There's 2 trades that I missed out. And it's important that you talk about the ones that you missed out or the ones that didn't work or whatever, just as much as you I always spend a lot more time on the ones that I did favorably. And not in a bragging sense whatsoever. You never want to brag about, your wins. It's just, but if you can learn something from it and show someone, what you've learned from it, then it's beneficial to all. And so here, what we're looking at is the downside here. And what I could see was we've broken through there, and I'm looking for now a nice pullback up to this now resistance line. As soon as it goes to resistance, then turns in my favor, which I would have been selling into the market going short, and then I would have reaped this reward, right from here. So, I would have been in at about $1.95, and if it reached down to this level here, let's say I wanted, my first green, I wanted to get out. So $1.53. So we're talking about $1.96 to $1.53. There's, pretty good percentages, 25% or something like that. 20 plus percent. But I mean, good percentages. Can't complain. There was Matic and there was also Link. I'll go down and have a chat with. Have a chat about Link in a sec too. Now this one here I was looking at as well. So we saw the last of our position here, in that area there, and you can see what's happened after here. So it was about 135 or something, and now it's 199. So and that was only what 3 days ago, 4 days ago. 35% in 4 days. You can make some serious coinage in this crypto game. Hey, have a look at one. We've made a double top there and then we've closed below the 9. So if you would have been, even if you were shorting somewhere in around about this area here, there's 32 cents down to 20 cents. That's a 33% move around about. There's a third, and it's looking pretty good. Oh, well, it's not looking much good for the downside now, but, because it's found support in the 200. But, it's very fast mover. There's another one here that I was recommending, or, well, I wasn't really recommending it, but, like I was definitely pointing it out as to one that we could have been trading to the short side, and that came in for a short on the 4-hour chart. And so where I was looking at shorting was this area right here. So this is the same as what I was doing before. We're waiting for a break of some sort of support, whether it's the 200 or a trend line or whatever, support line or whatever. And then we come back down and then we go through and then we pull back to that line. And then what we want to do is short when we're leaving that line to go south again. Of course, if this was going the other way, we'd be buying going north. But here, if you would have got onto this one here, you would have done fine. If you would have got onto this one here, you also would have done fine. And then, this is what we've got around about here now. So, but this was my entry that I was targeting, 22, 26 roundabout. And then, well, I mean, even if you were to get out now, 16.50, $22 to 16.50, pretty good gains. Now, having a look at this, we got some, quite, there's a harami, and we've also got a spinning top. Got a lot of indecision here, and engulfing here, spinning top, and then we've got an engulfing closing above the 9. Something's happened, and so that's one thing we need to get. And so now the next thing I'm looking for is support history. Let's just have a look at what that, that kind of makes a lot of sense there. That line there over to these lines here. Now I'm only on the 4-hour chart. So, and another thing we should be looking at is also on this time frame or on this time is the weekly chart. And the reason why I'll be looking at the weekly chart is because it's Monday. It's the start of the week, and the start of the weekly chart. So this kind of makes sense to me. Like there's a little bit there, but we can see exact breaking through and up, exact, and then here we are again. So let's have a closer look at this here. So we can see that there's a lot of support on this line here, and now we can see that there's if there was 100 sellers in here, 50 of them got out of the game before the end of it. Like so that they didn't want to be a piece of this anymore. And then it's traded below here, and now the buyers have started coming back in. It'll be interesting to see what we do here. We might find resistance like straight away at 1750. Up to here, this at 1915. Or even up at the 50. Who knows? But this is a significant decline. Like we're going from $28 down to $15. So there's, well, actually it's more than that. So it's 28.73 down to 14. So there's a 50% move. Look at that, 50% move, and it all started on the 11th of January. And what's the date now? The 24th. So within 13 days, it's dropped 50%. And then it's done the same back here as well. So we're going to see these moves over and over and over again. So I wouldn't really worry too much about whether you've missed it or not, because there are plenty of other opportunities on the way. Let's have a look at Zcash. Zcash was looking good. I mean, check this out. This is gone. So this is what I'm talking about with opportunities. So here we are. We've got an inverted hammer, which has around about 95% chance of success, as a turnover trend. And then we're looking at these down here. So let's just say that we're looking at the first close above the 9, and we're $115. $115 all the way up to over $300, and then now we're back down to under $100. So 100, 300, 100. That's just huge. That's massive gains. You don't need to trade again for the rest of the year if you pick up one of these trades. Like if you get the long side and then get the short side. Actually, even if you get the long side, that's $100 to $300, and even if you only pick up half of that, it's still good. Very good money. But here we are, we've got stochastics rolling over, coming up from the downside, and we've got reversal candles happening there. So things are looking pretty good. It's just, there's definitely something to trade there. Like if what I don't want to see is slow, old, you know, where there's no movement. You know, I want to see things where there's nice big fat breakouts like this, 63 cents, and then we're going up to $2.40, and now we're back down to 90 cents, or you know, about 80 cents. So 60 cents to $2.40, and then down to 80 cents, or you know. And so I was looking at this one here, and this here is like what they call this a tweezer top. I'm actually going to do a bit of a segment on this. But here we've got a support and resistance line going across here. We've broken down, and then we come up, and now we've got like a little tweezer top. You know, no buyers stayed in when it went above this support line here, or resistance line. Then we've come up, and then we're going an engulfing pattern closing below the 9. And so this here is where I was getting very interested in this. And actually, to be honest, I was getting very interested in this right here. I would have been opening my short position as soon as this, probably somewhere near the close of this here, because I like that there. These tweezer tops, especially like that, they work very, very well. And so anyway, when this was happening, when I actually drew this, reversal looking weak breakout. So when I wrote that, I actually wrote this as well, target. So I thought that, okay, well, I can kind of see, you know, you look back further, you see support there and the 200. So I thought, okay, we've got support and the 200. You know, this to me looks like a perfect kind of a target area. You know, we've come down, broken through the support. Now we're finding resistance there, tweezer top. The next logical target for me would be the 200 or the previous support. So I put this down as the target. We broke, you know, and so I was looking at it, you know, at this time here, and I could have got short as soon as it went, you know, red from here, so 135, and then if I had got out, say at the 200, at $1, you know, so there's a 33% gain in that time there if I would have done something like that. But anyway, I went down a lot further, down to 75 cents. So it's gone from almost $1.50 to 75 cents. That little move there is 50% on your money, you know, if you're going short and get in at exactly the right time and out at the wrong time. Right time, sorry. So anyway, there's that's what I saw, and you know, and that's where it ended up. So anyway, just kind of like got some basic ideas on, you know, the market, where it's going, and you know, what, you know, just kind of have some sort of projection. You know, these are like magnets, these moving averages. So what we need to do is, when we see them coming into the moving averages, what should we be expecting from there? You know, is that a logical target? Is there any other confluence that we can see that's going to go alongside with this moving average? And you know, so anyway, traders, I hope this has helped. If you got any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you.